Bimbo, for me, it's not about the negotiations, it's about the identity of those people. Yes. So and they were the ones that slaughtered their own kinsman like a lamb.
Yes, and I believe that these ones, they are not from that extraction.
Of course they are not.
Yes, they are not. They are people within, and I always say it, people within. And now, two highly credible sources told The Punch that the hoodlums refused to speak directly with the families of the victims. They said they only want to talk to the governor and nobody else. That was the condition they gave for the negotiation.
That's where the money is going to be coming from.
Yes. So nobody knows the details and what they are demanding. That's according to a source, and it cannot, however, be confirmed if the negotiation is being done by the governor himself or a representative of the state. But a top source said the communication channel was a relief. Yes, kind of relief.
I know, but if this is true, I mean, regarding the identity of the terrorist, I mean, it lends credence to what I have always said, that this problem we are having in Nigeria is not about a particular ethnic nationality. It's not about the profiling of a particular ethnic nationality. It is simply about crime and criminality. It is a very large circle, and it involves people of different ethnic nationalities. It's just unfortunate that over the years, maybe because we have more of people of that particular ethnic stock that we all blame when these things happen, we have had more of them being involved in this kind of crime. So anytime it happens, we assume
that they are the ones. Yes.
So even the so-called Fulanization agenda, I have never believed that agenda exists. And how do I mean, Bimbo? What we call Fulanization agenda is simply the agenda of a few people, of course involving leaders of that particular ethnic nationality, who basically are criminals. Some of them are governors, some of them are in top positions in this country, some of them are ministers, some of them are senators, and what they want, it's not about Fulanization, it's not about the love of the Fulani ethnic nationality, it's about themselves. What they want is to control everything, control mineral resources, and then look out for their own selfish interests. And that is why they will perpetually make sure, talking about the leaders of that ethnic nationality that we all blame now, that's why they will make sure as much as possible that their kinsmen do not get education. They convince them that they are fighting for their own interests, so they too gullibly they follow them, and they think they are protecting their interests. No. So instead of a situation where we keep on attacking the foot soldiers, keep on trying to go after those who are on the field perpetrating these acts of terror, we should be working on these people I'm talking about, their sponsors, their financiers, the ones who are
supplying them,
the ones who are the powerful Nigerians, those of them who are especially those of them who are in public office. That is what we should be working more upon. There was a time, still talking about them, the Fulani ethnic nationality. I know there was time the government was proposing, and of course they are still proposing that the solution to this is to what they call this thing now, to this Ruga. This Ruga initiative, that they should be domiciled in particular parts of the different parts of the country, where they would build special enclaves for them, where they will have schools, they will have hospitals, their children can go to school, and of course the people in the to-be host communities, they kicked against this idea, and you don't blame them. You're asking them to cede their land to people who have been killing their children, who have been raping, they also have been maiming, and then of course, so I also support that Ruga. I support Ruga, Bimbo, and but I believe that in this current condition, we have come this far and we have found ourselves in this situation. So we must first of all earn the trust and confidence of the people of the host communities. It must be done 80% on their terms and conditions, because a lot has happened and these people have suffered a lot. You don't keep saying you want to do Ruga and then you keep treating the people of the host communities as if they are the villains, and the criminal perpetrators are the saints. So I'm saying all this morning because like I said, I am more concerned, I'm more worried about the identity of these criminals. And it also goes to show, Bimbo, like I said, it's not just about the Fulani, and then it's not about any Fulani agenda. What they call Fulanization is the selfish interest of a few powerful Nigerians who cut across different ethnic nationalities. There are many Fulanis who are good people. Many of them have lived with us peacefully over the years. So, but the fact that some of them choose to continue being criminals, like I said, it's at the prodding of their leaders who, like I said, make sure that they don't get education enough to see that they are towing the wrong path. So I'm saying all this morning, Bimbo, and then when you have a situation where you have a government that leaves crime unpunished, that gives the impression from its body language that crime does pay, it is right to be a criminal, it is okay to be a criminal. Like I always say, people come out and say I'm a bandit. I never thought I would see this in my lifetime. I always say it, Bimbo, that I will see a situation whereby someone will come out and say I'm a bandit, I'm a Garawalosha,
and this is what I do. And that person will be celebrated, given huge amount of cash and giving some shares, appointments somewhere, one agency, one ministry, one I don't know.
And government officials will come out and sit with them at negotiation tables. So that sends the wrong signal to youths in other parts of the country. So now we are now confirming it, that it's not just about people from a particular ethnic stock now. These are Yoruba names.
Yoruba names, yes. Yoruba names.
And you'll be wondering, okay, so are they also working, or are they also being financed by people who are Fulani or northern northern extraction?
Yes, that was what
and they are very well armed. From the reports we are getting.
Yes, the reports and what we were viewing then in the last about 1 week. Now this is about 8 days now, and what I'm seeing is that I've been saying it. This thing has, indigenous hands. Like what I read now, talking about the Yoruba names. Now, information was trying to reports were trying to come on about who and who, how, when, who will negotiate. Nobody's talking.
Well, they have to keep that under wraps.
Yes. The channel, they've said the channel, and I believe, that channel at least a kind of relief.
A relief, because at least we now know that they are willing to talk, and that means that the probability of having those people released on earth and the probability that no one else will be killed is much higher now. So that's why. But then sadly, while I support these negotiations, if that is what will save the lives of these
kids,
of those hostages but sadly, Bimbo, like I said, it marks the beginning. It will continue. Other groups that now learn, especially other criminal-minded youth individuals or groups that now learn that so we can also do this. These are Yoruba people now. They will also be encouraged to do the same. And then it also points to one thing. Maybe the people who are doing this thing that are of a particular ethnic nationality, that are from northern Nigeria, maybe they are financiers, maybe they are now finding willing recruits within southwest Nigeria. It could point to a lot of things, Bimbo.
Yes, and it is not that security agencies don't know what to do, but the risks are too high. That is talking about the children now here, and the relief is that at least they are talking. They are talking according to the Punch, and it was also gathered that the demands of terrorists were being kept discreet in order not to jeopardize the lives of the victims. Like you said, the special advisor to the governor on security, Abayomi Fagbinru, declined to comment on the matter. According to the Punch, he said, "I can't give any information at the moment," he said in a terse message to Saturday Punch.
Like we always say, our thoughts with those hostages, those children and their teachers. Our thoughts are with them, and our prayers with them, and our thoughts also with their families at this difficult time. Okay, in the meantime, the arrested government has suspended school excursions, field trips, inter-house sports over schools and security. And the teacher who was killed as he was trying to escape during the attack.
Yes, he was buried yesterday.
To rest in Ogumosho.
Yes.
And okay, let's see. I'm going to page 4 of the Saturday Tribune. Oyo State government has announced the immediate suspension of all school excursions, field trips, inter-school sports competitions, and other activities that require students to move outside school premises, citing growing security concerns across the state. The directive, which affects both public and private schools, was contained in a circular issued by the Ministry of Education, Science and Technology and signed by the Permanent Secretary, Mrs. Bamidele Oluyole. According to the ministry, the decision forms part of urgent precautionary measures aimed at protecting students, teachers and other school personnel amid the prevailing security situation. The circular, addressed to the Executive Chairman of TESCOM, Permanent Secretaries, Tutors General, Local Inspectors of Education, Principals and Teachers across the state, stated that all previously approved trips and outdoor activities have also been cancelled until further notice. So it comes to this, Bimbo.
Yes.
And I pray it doesn't come to a situation where we would have to shut down schools permanently. Like I said, it's starting, Bimbo. It looks like this is just the beginning, Bimbo. And if these people, and even if these ones were able to get away with what they did, we must have a way of ensuring that this doesn't happen again. I don't know how, Bimbo, how we are going to ensure that it doesn't happen again, but we must find a way. We must find a way.
Yes.
And like I said, Bimbo, even if we are talking about certain people having a certain agenda of taking over the entire country, it's sad that they would, as they want to expand their tentacles, if this is actually true and they want to expand their tentacles to southwest Nigeria, it's sad that they would be able to use our own people to do whatever they want to do. Like I said, I don't believe that any particular ethnic nationality is solely behind this. I believe those who are pushing this are mere criminals, just criminals, powerful interests that cut across the various ethnic nationalities. That is what I believe, Bimbo, and not just that particular ethnic nationality that we all blame when these things happen, like I said before.
Yeah, yes, and we said earlier in the course of these programs, conversation, yes, in the past weeks, these people did not act alone. You know, they acted.
Of course they did not. Those guns are expensive. Those IEDs are expensive to make.
Yes. And well, like you had the names now. The names I mentioned, they are Yoruba names.
Really, Bimbo? Or could it be that they were deceiving? I don't know. I don't know how they got the identity, but I believe that is the result of investigation. I don't want to believe they were the ones that mentioned their own names. No, maybe I believe that is the result of an investigation. How they were able to do it, well, they are the professionals, so we will never know how that was achieved. But if this is true, Bimbo, then we're in trouble.
We're in trouble.
If this is true, if it is a fact that those people are Yorubas.
Yes, real big trouble. Now, the teacher that was killed on the day of that attack, he has been buried. You read it earlier on. Yes, he has been buried. Well, I had the opportunity of reading the story yesterday, editing the story, and well, I saw the visuals. It was very, very pathetic. Sympathizers at the burial, crying, and members of the NUT, ANCOPS, and other organizations were there. Yes, families, friends, the wife. Well, it was a sad situation. And
there's only crime, Bimbo, and the only crime of the other one who was murdered in the bush was that they are teachers and they decided to go to work on that day. That was their only crime. And for which they paid with their lives.
Yes. And well, I also understand, well, maybe from the teacher that was murdered, that was knifed,
beheaded, slaughtered.
Yes. Slaughtered. I understood. I don't know. People will give so many stories about so many issues. He said one of those abductors, yes, knew him. They knew each other somewhere.
Maybe that could explain why the actual reason he was killed.
Yes. Yesterday, yes, I was told. Somebody was telling me.
But even aside that, of course, it's very obvious that they wanted to use him to make a statement. If it's just about,
of course, that
is just about identifying one of the attackers, then they wouldn't bother to make a video. They would just have gotten rid of him. They made a video and then made it go viral, and they killed him in the most gory manner.
Yes, and the wife is asking for his body, but I don't know how she can get that body of it for proper burial. I don't know.
They would have buried him in a shallow grave, and maybe they'll be kind enough to tell.
They will just put him some. They will move. Yes, they will relocate. Just relocate somewhere. Now,
they usually do. It could be a shallow grave, but they usually do bury their victims in those circumstances.
Well, meanwhile, the families, friends, and colleagues on Friday struggled to hold back tears as Adesina Joel Adegboye, one of the teachers killed during an attack on schools in Oluyole local government area of Oyo State, was laid to rest at his residence in Oluyole, Ogbomoso. That area is just beside the Ogbomoso farm settlement. Yes, farm settlement.
Okay, and then this one, Bimbo, how our Fulani guard organized our kidnap and shot one of us in the neck. The victim tells Oyo court. Well, that's another different case and scenario entirely. And okay, let's go. That's on page 10 of the Saturday Tribune. Okay, a farm secretary Latifat last Thursday narrated her experience in the hands of kidnappers allegedly organized by Isa, one of the workers on the farm where she works. Isa is a criminal. Latifat and our boss, Mr. Elliot, an expatriate, were abducted on March 14, 2019 while inside a private farm belonging to Elliot and one OJ and situated at Oduru village via Elekuru, Moniya, Ibadan, Oyo State. We were right here in Ibadan. Latifat, a prosecution witness, spoke before Justice Omolara S. Adeyemi at Court 10, Oyo State High Court in Ibadan during examination in chief by the prosecution counsel, Deborah Oluyole Collins, Esquire, at the further hearing of a kidnap case involving two defendants, Isa Mohammed and Mohammed Ishaka. Now, Latifat will give her age as 32 and works as a farm secretary, told her story in the court. And then, okay, so it was the Fulani guard that organized the kidnapping, and then she said one of them was shot in the neck.
Yes, rather devastating story. Now, this one too here says, yes, a person, a suspect, well, maybe a convict, is telling us how teacher lured, kidnapped, and killed teenager WASC candidate. I think he's a witness.
The teacher.
Yes, I think he's a witness. How teacher lured, kidnapped, killed teenager WASC candidate.
But like I said, it will continue if we do nothing to punish crime in this country, especially these heinous crimes. If we continue to think that a bandit is a particular justifiable brand of criminality that can be pardoned, that like I said, can be justified under various excuses. That is where we have found ourselves in this country. So it will continue. Other people will be lured to it. It's like we are attracting bees to honey.
Yes. And it is even a lady here. Okay, what began as a teenage girl's determination to rewrite her failed white papers, that is another issue entirely. To rewrite, she will want to go to all lengths to ensure that she rewrites and pass the subject. Now, her failed white papers ended in tragedy after a former teacher allegedly lured, kidnapped, and killed her before collecting 500,000 naira ransom from her family. And Nathaniel Bayegun, a 30-year-old teacher and church choir master. Yes, he was arrested by the
choir master
in church. Yes, arrested by the Ogun State Police Command over the death of the 16-year-old candidate in Ugijo, Shagamu local government area of Ogun State. And police investigations revealed that the suspect had allegedly deceived the teenager into attending what he described as an academic coaching class, only to abduct her and demand ransom from her family. The victim, who had reportedly failed mathematics and English in her previous examination, had reconnected with Bayegun, a former teacher, after meeting him on April 7 while he was filming content for his Instagram page. And according to the suspect, the girl told him she had intended to rewrite the West African Senior School Certificate Examination. He then introduced her to a coaching program and invited her to his new school the following day. Bayegun admitted that he also introduced the teenager to a friend identified simply as Shola, who allegedly wanted a relationship with her. He claimed the friend demanded sex from the girl, but she declined, saying she was menstruating. Afterwards, she allegedly requested transport fare from him.
But that still does not justify her death. That still does not justify the killing.
Yes, it does not.
Even if the girl herself was complicit in the whole matter, that still does not justify. And I guess he probably killed her because maybe the girl must have told her parents where she was going. So maybe, I don't know.
But why did not the girl, 16-year-old, yes, is it compulsory that you go to one teacher or one organization? You can go to any organization, any education institute, go and retry your mathematics and English.
Nothing wrong with that. With going to it's a matter of trust.
That trust. What has that trust led to now?
Exactly what I'm saying, but it shouldn't have happened. No one would think that this teacher would do what he did. You could also have a friend that who is a teacher that and you've trusted, you've been friends forever, and you trust him so much, and you can also vouch for his character, and God forbid, only for him to do what he did. I don't think we should blame the victim. It's the criminal we should hold responsible for all that happened. And then, like I said, these things, when you refuse to punish criminality, of course, others, when they see that this trade, kidnapping trade, is lucrative, it's sweet, and then people hardly get punished. Those who perpetrate it on a massive scale are brought in for negotiations. Even when they do not have hostages, there are some governors that will say the best way to convince them to stop being bad is to invite them into their air-conditioned rooms and negotiate with them and give them what they want. Of course, they will only go back and invite more of their people to the tea party, the very sweet and lucrative tea party happening in Nigeria. Now, a renowned professor is saying here, he says Nigeria is suffering epidemic of insecurity, epidemic of death. Very apt, Bimbo, the way he has described this, especially that part where he said epidemic of death. Whether we like it or not, that is what is happening to us right now.
Right now, yes.
Professor Tony Falola, and he is one of Africa's foremost historians, and he holds the Jacobs and Francis Sanga Mosika Chair in the Humanities at University of Ibadan, University of Texas at Austin, United States. Now, just to read them, it's actually a feature piece, and then just to read a few excerpts from that interview. It says the Nigerian state's inability to secure lives after consistent failures has created what can only be described as a moral and political emergency. Every citizen except the state to secure their lives from the threat of terrorists, bandits and kidnappers, and even the security forces themselves. When Nigerians are slaughtered and justice is denied or delayed, mark that number, and justice is denied or delayed, the state will inevitably lose legitimacy and what scholars call moral authority. As Professor Toyin Falola.
Yes, yes, one of our revered professors, yes, in that field. Now, quickly, before we go to your matrimonial oddities, yes, talking about politics here now. Muftwang, the APC here, Muftwang, Wadada, Galadima, Danla, they win APC Guba primaries. Our riders triumph in Plateau, Nasarawa, Adamawa, Kwara contests, and Babawali beats 6 others, picks ticket in Yobe. Abdul Razak dumps preferred aspirant in last-minute U-turn. Yes, like Tola always says, anytime, any minute, politicians, they will just, change their mind. And Adebayo Adelabu disputes Oyo State results, that is the APC primaries, says members not up to 500,000. And
that's very interesting. Very interesting. They said that the votes that gave Senator Sarafadin Adidi tickets over, I think up to about 500 and something thousand, 400 and something thousand, and then according to what reports we are getting, that the registered members of APC in Oyo State are just a little over 100,000, 130 something thousand. And so they said, so they are asking that where did the extra 420 something thousand come from? And a particular group, I saw it on the social media, they call themselves concerned citizens or something like that. They petitioned Mr. President to kindly intervene in the matter. Well, the APC itself has not said anything regarding these discrepancies. In the register and the number of people that actually turned up to give Senator Sarafadin their votes, which is much more than the total number of registered members of the APC in Oyo State. I cannot verify, we cannot really verify, but these are the reports we are getting. These are the allegations that are done.
And well, the petitions have gone, so I know something will come up. Adamawa ADC affirm Aliru Jika as gubernatorial candidate. Yes, those are some of the stories from the political scene, especially from the APC.
I'm coming from the INEC boss, Professor Amupiton. He says the Ekiti Osun governorship polls will test INEC's readiness for 2027 elections. And appeal court halts Accord, ADC, 3 other parties deregistration suits adjourns case till 27 October. On Salah Bumbo, Muslims groan as price of ram eats the roof.
If you watched our, I'm sure you will watch it now, our news yesterday. I think last week, rams, then foodstuffs, especially condiments, pepper, tomatoes. Yes, it is continuing to go up, the prices.
But it says that the medium price, the price of a medium-sized ram is 400,000, and the big is 2.5 million
naira.
The story doesn't mention small.
Yes, just
small size, medium. So what they call medium is probably the small. So maybe it would be forced to categorize into medium and big, and small no longer exist. So it is the small one that has now been called medium, and I'm sure it won't look all that good. Well, the big ones, the ones we call used to call Wuda in those days, those big ones, and they're actually big. 2.5 million. I'll be spending 2.5
just
million.
check up the story
on the ram.
Yes.
Well, most of the rams, the ram sellers are saying now that most of the people who sell rams to them have been displaced by insurgency. The few who are still in the business are operating in fear. And another one says, how much did we sell last year, if you remember? Then petrol price was around 700 naira and 750 naira. But today it is sold between 1,350 naira and 1,400 naira. So what do you expect? So those are the factors. That have contributed to the soaring cost of rams, insecurity, and of course the price of petrol. They need trucks to move the rams.
Yes. And people have been, asking questions about what kind of animals, will go for the Ilia that they will slaughter for the Ilia festival. Talking about rams, talking about goats, talking about, and now people who are talking about camels. Camels.
The camels are not cheap.
They are not cheap, I know, but it was said that about 7 people will share one camel.
Well, remember, if you are talking about if you are talking about the cheaper alternatives, for instance, you said you could also kill a chicken, you could also slaughter a goat,
yes,
you could also even use fish.
Yes.
But then, let's face the reality of it. If yes, the religion tells us certain things, teaches us certain things, that we should not overdo things. But then the reality of talking about on the social angle now, if you've been slaughtering rams for years, and all of a sudden you offer your guest chicken or fish, it's better you don't slaughter anything.
Yes.
It's better you don't kill anything. Yes, I know what the religion says, Bible. I know what Islam says regarding this, that you should cut your coat according to your size. But then the way people, even your fellow Muslims, they will laugh at you. So I think it's better you just stay as okay.
Do it within the confines of your home.
So, well, unfortunately, quite unfortunate that has come to this. My father was a Muslim, so of course I had that opportunity, that privilege. It was wonderful growing up, Bimbo, because when it's later time, when it's Christmas, my mother was a Christian, and we celebrate very elaborately, both all the Oduns, including Easter, including Tumawe. Of course, during Ramadan, we would wake up because of even if you don't want to fast, you force yourself to fast because the goodies that come at iftar, they won't give you if you fail to participate in the fast, if you declare to participate in the fast. So often Nigeria was okay, things were very okay at that time. So varieties at iftar, bingo. So of course, and then it was only when we started talking about growing up now. For me, it was only when we started stepping out of the confines of our home, when we started growing up, that we started knowing that there was so much division among the two major religions. There was and we were kind of surprised. It took us time to get used to it. But some people believe they are Christians and the Muslims are not good. Some Muslims also believe that Christians are not good.
Yes. Like for example, just a short one before we go to the matrimonial oddities here now. There's a woman just living behind our house. Then she will reject anything. The prof was a Muslim professor, and he will always bring, bring a ram meat. So one day she brought ram meat to the woman, and the woman rejected it outrightly. She said they should take it back. She does not want. She is a Christian, a woman working with the one Christian organization in the Baptist convention.
Well, at least that's better than throwing it away.
Yes, better than
that is, she said she rejected it outrightly. That's better than some people who would go and throw the meat away. And now to the book of matrimonial oddities. Quickly, some headlines. My husband abandoned me on our wedding night to attend political meeting. I want our marriage dissolved. Well, maybe that was the night of the most crucial decision that would further his ambition. So you don't blame him. You married a politician. You should expect that.
Yes.
And my wife stopped cooking my food. That's not the part that bothers me, Bimbo. Beats me black and blue all the time. Man tells Scott.
the woman beats him.
So when we're talking about domestic violence, we always have this thing. We think it's only the women that are the victim. Here is a man who is a victim of domestic violence now, from his own wife, at the hands of his own wife. And this one says, my husband calls me a prostitute. Woman tells court she's a liar, according to the husband. And Facebook message from married woman lands a man in court. That happened in Lusaka, Zambia.
I am sure. I was sure that it was in Zambia.
A female co-worker who wished him happy Father's Day, and of course the wife was not happy about this, and then before Peter could even respond to the message, his prime wife set her eyes on it and created a storm before ordering him to delete it and block his work colleague. This led to a heated argument, and eventually they found themselves in court. They found themselves in court.
Or they took themselves to court.
What's wrong with the female colleague wishing you happy Father's Day? I don't get it, baby.
Happy Father's Day. Well, two different lines now. 080-5500-9850 or 070-5555-1985. Yes, expecting calls here. Conversation is the program. OLUYOLEFM 98.5 in Ibadan. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Calling from Oluyole.
Good to have you, sir.
Yes, I want to say happy weekend to you, sir.
Yes, thank you very much.
Issue of this abortion that happened in the local government. You have said it very, very well. You have listened to the thorough analysis. Issue is this, sir. If care is not taken, Yoruba land is in trouble. If care is not taken, you know that we saying this for a very long time. So, come on, let me say this in Yoruba, please. Come on, I want to say that for the Yoruba. So this is how you started in the north. So we should all of us now, not even governor, not even over, all of us in Yoruba land must wake up. We should fight this thing and we should fight it to the land. God bless you. Happy nice weekend.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. Also, we do 5555-1985.
And resignation gamble backfires for ex-ministers Adilabu Tuga Alkali is talking about the APC, primaries. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good to have you, Mr. Kobe.
A friend of mine posted something yesterday, reminiscence of the 70s, 18th century or whatever, when Ikiru was fighting the Fulanis. So some Yoruba betray their tribesmen. They fought in support of Fulanis. So after the Ikiru won the war, they came back home. So they killed all those Yoruba people. He said those people who took part in this present local government saga, so it get clearly in like manner. That's what we should do to them. All those Yorubas who participated in it should be phased out and dealt with outrightly. Secondly, what I'm talking about the Muslim Christian reminiscences of the 70s or 60s. That was when politics and monetization was yet to be brought into religion. Those days there was peace, absolute peace, ample peace among us. I was born a Muslim, and my brothers people, many of them are Christian. We live together, we go to everywhere together, and then we didn't know the difference between Christians and Muslims. When politics, hatred, money and many other things were brought into religion, then people started killing themselves, looking at themselves. I tell you something this morning. A brother of mine came home last year. He did not visit me because I'm a Christian, and I visited him. He said, brother, we are no more together. I said, we are no more together. So listen to that. God will bless you.
Thank you very much.
08055009850. Hello,
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
This is Oluyole calling from Oluyole.
Good to have you, sir.
Let me say we are being deceived by the trend of events as far as religion is concerned. Mind you can't go to the market, then you want to buy something, you say, Madam, are you a Christian or Muslim? Before I buy it from you. Or you want to write an outsider. And I say, what's your name? So, are you a Christian? You will not do that. In every ceremony, both Muslim and Christian, I'm talking about Yoruba land. So we are brothers to each other and we don't mind. But when it comes to area of segregation or applied politics, you will now be asking whether you're a Muslim or not, or during any festival. So a Christian, I know it's in the Holy Quran that if Christian gives you food, you should eat it. So, but why do we go condemning? Some Christians will say they not eat meat, and some Muslims will say they not accept Christmas. In the nearest, or let me say in the olden, just of recent, these things in common. And what religion preaches is that we should allow peaceful coexistence. Now, in the olden days, we go to, at times, if they have many things to do in the church, you go there. That doesn't mean that you become a Christian. And if they are doing a festival, you join people, that doesn't mean that you become a Muslim. And at times, I used to laugh when some people are saying that they want to turn Nigerian to Christian and to Muslim country. Is it that possible? Are you telling me that they will close all the churches? And that, I'm really happy about Yoruba towns. What do I mean? We eat together, we do something, many things in common. We have friends among the Christians, we have among the Muslims, and we are doing things together. Are you telling me that in your place of work you don't have mosque? You have mosque. Okay, let me tell you about the particular effect. Presently in Lalate, there's the general hospital in Lalate. Then the Christians formed themselves and they built a mosque for the Muslims. Look at that. So until now that we Muslims are now joining to finish the mosque, you can see the area of friendship, of unity, of peaceful coexistence. I think we should continue to abide with that. Now, on the issue of the insecurity, in fact, many is so bad and so saddening. We've been expecting the children and the teachers to come back, but yet they are...
sorry, Dr. Olabugo, that's from your end. Well, I guess you've made your point. At 070-5555-1985.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Yamasura.
God will be in shape. The glory and peace of God and grace of God will be with all of us in Nigeria.
Amen.
I want to join what Mr. Alaji Ayelabogo said now. As for me, religion is not important, but religion is very, very important. If you allow love, peace and unity, I hope the problem that we face in Nigeria about insecurity will be solved. With Hausa, Igbo, and Yoruba, we should allow the peace, love, and unity. We will not allow the three things in Nigeria. About what we are talking about, the Christian and Muslim ticket or Christian ticket is not important. What we pray for is that the present that we take in Nigeria, that our common people enjoy themselves in Nigeria. God will help us to pick. God will help us in Nigeria to pick the right candidate so that we will lead us in Nigeria, both governor, president, and senator, and House of Assembly. God will help us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Right, 070 5555
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
God bless you. Good
to have you, Reverend.
Actually, when you consider Muslims and Christians, we are all friends, especially in the south here. It is only the extremists that are causing this problem. You cannot see any house without Christians and Muslims. There should be coexistence. And the two religions teach peace, because we are religion of peace. There shouldn't be any segregation. In the natural part, you will see that especially in our home, in our family, we have Muslims, we have Christians, and the two of us are enjoying. We know each other and we contribute. So we should not allow religion to separate us. I think the extremists should be cautioned. That is the problem we have. And I pray that God will bring peace to all of us in Nigeria in the name of Jesus. Another thing is that concerning the election, Muslim ticket, Christian ticket, we may say that it is okay, but in order to ensure that the two of us participate very well, I think it should be Muslim Christian and Christian Muslim. That is how it should be. If you look at the olden days, you see that that is what they have been doing. So Christians will participate in the politics, and Muslims will also participate in the politics, so that the two of them will know how to interact. That is how it should be. So God help us.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Reverend. Madam, check your time. It's 7:30 and we have to go. We'll be back same time Monday morning, God willing. My name is Tola Teriba.
And my name is Bimbo Akombi. Thank you very much for listening and enjoy your weekend.
Conversation. Conversation. another beautiful weekend to talk sports once again. This is Oluyole 98.5 FM, the Trailblazer, the pride of the nation, and of course, you know, the best in the West. Oluyole Gumalize once again with all the news that you can use in the beautiful and ever exciting world of sport. Bringing the latest, the hottest, and the juiciest sport news and making rounds this beautiful Saturday morning. It's day number 23 in the month of May 2026, and on this edition of the show we'll take a look at what to expect in various leagues as majority, or let me say top leagues across Europe will end this very weekend, including the Nigeria Premier Football League. We'll take a look at that on the show this morning, and of course take a look at some updates coming from other sports. This and many more is time to enjoy on today's edition of Sporty Beat. All you need to do is to sit back, relax, to enjoy this beautiful and interesting ride this morning. Alright, let's kickstart the show from the Nigeria Premier Football League, where the Chief Operating Officer of the Nigeria Premier Football League, Davison Owumi,